All right. Welcome back to the Harmonic Trading Club, HTC FX Live, the Ultimate Trader Workshop. Got something special on the table that you can see on the screen. We're going to move through this pretty quickly. It's kind of like breaking news or more of like an update. There's a lot of talk about a crypto crash, and I wouldn't disagree with that at this point, considering a fall that began on October 6th, and we're way out here on February 4th. So it's been quite a while since we've been in this correction, a very deep, steep correction. So a lot of people are probably asking because I haven't seen a whole lot of technicals come out there. Not even a lot of fundamentals to kind of back up or determine what's happening, besides things related to the Fed chair change. That's pretty much all you're going to hear on it. But I'm going to be one of the ones that's going to come out here and give you something technical, not a promise, not a prediction, but a projection, hopefully, hoping that the structure that you see in front of us can hold. We don't know, okay? Nothing is for sure in this game. We don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Anybody that tells you that they do, it's probably, I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, we do get to approach this with a harmonic pattern. The good thing about it is we are on the weekly chart, so we're on a big, large time frame for a trader. Remember, this is not a trade signal or not trade advice, but if a trader were to get involved around this potential set of structure or potential reversal zone, PRZ, then it could be a profitable opportunity. Okay, that being said, let's jump right into it. I don't really want to have to go all the way through the rules of engagement. Again, we are dealing with a advanced cipher pattern that's approaching the PRZ, or what you might hear me refer to as the area of interest. It's an area of interest where you kind of start looking a little bit closer to see what's happening. So just some components, initial impulse, X to A leg, and then down here, valid B leg, 57%. You know that it only takes a 38% to make B valid. And then coming up here to C at 128 on the dot. So the C leg is very precise. That's what I do like about this one. It's, 127 extension of X to A, and this one is actually 128. And then, did this freeze? Really? Let me do that over. That wasn't supposed to happen. I probably blew that. Anyway, X to A to B, B to C, and C to D down here is going to be 786. Now, just to make sure that it's clean, I'm going to come back off the week to the day and just clean it up a little bit and just make sure all the measurements are intact. So I just want to clean up C exactly to where C is. I'll come down here. B is kind of like on the point. A is A good. A is good. And then coming down here to D. Oh, I'm sorry, to X. So it's pretty clean already. And then I'm just going to come back out and then I'm just going to put us right. I'm going to try to get us right down to the penny. So that's our PRZ right there at D. I want to get us right on 786 though. I had it there, 786. Come on. All right, cool. So right there, now we don't know if this is going to change and reverse right there at the mark. As I've been explaining lately, these things, harmonic patterns don't really work like that. But that's the potential reversal zone at 65.6. It actually says 65.666, but hopefully your broker might have a more intriguing number than that. So 65,000, right around that range, and $600 is nothing for something like Bitcoin. Some other factors I want to throw in here is it is oversold on both time frames. The weekly oversold doesn't mean anything. Oversold over 20 does mean that the speed of transactions, which RSI measures, could be slowing down. Okay. If I come out to the day, you see it is kind of slowing down. It's not so, you had some sideways movement here, then you dropping down, getting closer to that. So still in a phase of distribution. RSI on here, absolutely oversold to on the day, but still no sign of recovery. That's why the cipher is kind of like the only hope for this thing. If anything can save Bitcoin from its fall, it will be this cipher pattern. So let me just jump back up. We did a current time frame. We did a smaller time frame confirmation coming down to the day. We still don't have anything concrete yet that says that this is going to survive and not get smoked. The thing about it, Cypher's pretty powerful. So if it does, it could very well be the thing to get this thing back in motion and get it up above 100,000 where we saw it. Now, I did want to say this before we get off of here. Again, this is a pretty short video. I mean, of course, a trained reticular activating system is the only thing that's going to allow you to identify things like this instantly, things that the news, Wall Street, that other people can't see unless you understand advanced pattern recognition. But remember, that's just an area of interest. 65666 is just the area of interest where you could start to look and maybe see what's happening there, being even more oversold. Is there bullish divergence? Does it look like it's turning? Are you starting to see black candles? Do you see something that resembles what you see right here, which is referred to as three black crows? Okay, but the other way, which would be three white soldiers. Do you see three consecutive bullish candles to the upside once the PRZ is reached and the cipher pattern is filled? Do you see something like a 3-bar reversal? Could there be one more last gasp of distribution followed by a doji candle, followed by a candle that closes beyond it? So again, this is just the area of interest where you could really start looking. Of course, this thing doesn't have to be over. It could continue in its free fall, but this really is one of the positive things that are, I say, on the table that could change what's happening. The other thing that I would say is at that point where that PRZ is, that's the last time that you saw any form of structure. Okay, but remember, Bitcoin is a lot more volatile than a lot of other pairs or assets. So that's bringing that back down into what you could only hope, if you're especially a long-term holder of Bitcoin in that range, to react their support. But there has to be conviction there. Okay, the larger institutions, the hedge funds, they have to be behind 65,000. Why they wouldn't be, I can't speak to that. That's a little bit above my head, but technically that's what's on the table. So now at least you kind of have an idea where to look, when to look. We're on a weekly chart. This could it moves so fast, but we could be 1, 2, or 3 days away. This is not going to take long to for that to be decided. 1 week, 2 week, or sooner, depending on how fast it continues to make its way down to that PRZ. So if anybody's been asking you questions about Bitcoin, slide this over to them and say, hey, take a look at this and tell me, what do you think? Nothing's guaranteed. Bitcoin has been it's been basically unpredictable at this point since he came off of that long run that you see. Since that bullish momentum stopped, and I think that was 126,000, it's been nothing but a free fall from there, with many other factors contributing to that. So that's all I have to say on the matter. Give this one a thumbs up, hit the like button so the algorithm can put this one out into the field so people can see it. We need as much information as we can have, and something like this could be very valuable to you. If you want to know more about this pattern here, the cipher pattern, what I talked about today, anything else that I talked about when I started talking about that 3-bar stuff, when you see me doing this Fibonacci, when you see me talking structure analysis, and want to know more about any of that stuff, head on over to the playlist section on my channel, where we have the Harmonic Trading Academy divided by modules, starting from beginner modules, basic introduction on structure and how a market moves, all the way into the advanced stuff like advanced pattern recognition and harmonic patterns. That being said, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when, of course, the most amazing videos on technical analysis can be produced and delivered to you in a matter of minutes. And head on over to the Academy if you want to know more about what we do here. That being said, you guys be good. Take care of yourself in the market, and I will see you on the next video.